class and dignity of Major League Baseball took a hit last night, and today's telecast is dedicated to the loving memory of Willie Stargell, our captain, teammate, and friend. Pops, I know you're with us as we open this beautiful new ballpark. Rest in peace, big fella.
It's time for a new beginning. Time for spring, when grown men return to their childhood and the game of baseball. Time for Bill Mazeroski, an 8-time Gold Glove winner and the Yankee killer of 1960, to take his place in Cooperstown. Time for legendary Lloyd, the Little League wonder of 1971 with 5 home runs and 5 swings of the bat, to take his place at the helm of the Pirates. Time for Kevin McClatchy, the savior of baseball in Pittsburgh, to realize his dream of christening the finest park in all of baseball. It's time for baseball, Pittsburgh style. It's time for PNC Park. It's time for the home opener on Fox Sports Net.
And the finishing touches in preparation for one of the greatest days in the history of the great city of Pittsburgh, the official opening of PNC Park. New manager Lloyd McClendon out early this morning, making sure that Kentucky bluegrass was cut just perfectly. And it is a perfectly gorgeous afternoon for opening day of PNC Park. Can you believe it? The Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds, we welcome you on Fox Sports Net. Greg Brown along with Bob Walk. Bob, I think a lot of us can't believe it.
No, I can't believe it. I've looked forward to this day for the last couple of months. Drove to the ballpark today, stomach doing somersaults, a lot of butterflies. It's almost like this is the first day of the season, like we haven't even played those 6 games on the road. But this is a great place. So many people said today would never happen. Well, here it is. It has happened. Today is a new beginning for the Bucks.
The Buccos and the Reds opening day at PNC Park. And we will have the first pitch for you in just a moment as we celebrate this great day in Pittsburgh. John Wehner, the Carrick native, Adrian Brown looking over this ballpark, and yesterday's hero, Aramis Ramirez.
Hope you don't mind if I eat.
Bill?
Excuse me.
I bet it's a test. Do they want me to eat that Wendy's taco salad or not? If I don't, it means I have incredible self-control. All that chili and cheddar. But if I eat it, I'm a risk taker.
Excuse me, you ate my lunch.
Yep. When do I start?
Tell me, is it? But this way.
Wendy's taco salad, just too good to resist.
At least you had a great lunch.
Now biggie size any Wendy's combo. You could win your choice of 3 exciting vacations at Universal Orlando Resort.
Is it too late to choose something else?
When it comes to cars, Toyota has it all. Better quality, better value, and all the right choices. Starting with one of the lowest priced cars in America. Toyota, the right one for you.
Vision's exciting new season revs up with live exclusive season-long coverage of the Formula One Grand Prix Series. And this weekend on Speed Vision, head to Italy for live exclusive coverage of the F1 San Marino GP. Plus, Ron Howard stars in Eat My Dust and get the inside line on the world of motorsports on Speed Vision News Race Week.
That's Speed Vision, and you got it. So turn on Speed Vision while the season's just revving up.
Catch Speed Vision on DirecTV Total Choice Channel 607.
Catch what's coming to DirecTV. April 13th, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac are bringing down the house, the original kings of comedy. Elizabeth Hurley turns Brendan Fraser's life into a living hell. Bedazzled, April 19th. First comes love, then comes the interrogation. Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller, meet the parents. Let the movies come to you on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on DirecTV.
Pirates Baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Giant Eagle. It takes a giant to make life simple. By Pennzoil, protection under the toughest driving conditions. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, tap the Rockies. By Duquesne Light, your source for unbiased electric choice information. And by Ladbroke, the perfect place for men's night out.
Here we are, PNC Park in Pittsburgh for the official opening day against the Cincinnati Reds. We're going to check all the sights and sounds of PNC Park throughout the day, and let's go right now to Rob Nicoleski, who is really on the Clemente Bridge. Rob.
Greg, it's a standing room only crowd inside the stadium and outside the stadium. One of the great things about PNC Park is you can walk to the ballpark from downtown right across the Clemente Bridge. Lots of people here. You can't see a whole lot of the game, but everyone's here because they want to be part of the spectacle. And Greg, I promise, if the Pirates lose, I will not jump.
I was going to say, be careful, Rob. Thank you. Let's take a look now at the lineups. And first up for Bob Boone, Cincinnati Reds. Barry Larkin leads off. Then it's Michael Tucker, the center fielder, filling in for the injured Ken Griffey Jr. Dimitri Young is in left. Upper St. Clair's Sean Casey is the cleanup hitter. Alex Ochoa, and then Aaron Boone, the manager's son. Juan Castro at second. Kelly Stinnett, the catcher. Chris Rietsma is the pitcher. And for the Pirates, Todd Ritchie gets the call.
Here's the Dodge scouting report. Low 90s fastball. It has a lot of movement on it at times. He can get a lot of ground balls, loves to work fast. You'll see the Reds try and step out on him, make him slow down a little bit. And he is really a cool, calm customer out there. He pitched the opener the other night. He really feels no pressure. He truly takes this just like another game.
Perfect guy to have out there, isn't he? Let's go around the horn defensively for Pittsburgh. Kevin Young, that tribute to Willie Stargell, number 8 on his cap, as is the case with Pat Mears, the second baseman. Over at third, it's Aramis Ramirez. The shortstop, the rookie, Jack Wilson. In the outfield for the Pirates, left to right, Brian Giles in left. Adrian Brown, he's got a lot of ground to cover out there in center. And Derek Bell, the new Pittsburgh Pirate, behind the plate, the veteran, catcher Jason Kendall. And again, Todd Ritchie on the hill for Pittsburgh. The Pirates dropped 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati to open this 2001 schedule, but boy did they rebound with 2 big wins over the Houston Astros. The Pirates record 3-3. The Reds are 2-5. They were swept at Miller Park in Milwaukee over the weekend as the Brewers opened their new ballpark.
Well, the Pirates did not play well in Cincinnati. They did not swing the bats well at all. Even the game they won kind of given to them a little bit there at the end. They needed some help, but they came alive in Houston, and I'm hoping for big things today.
Mark it down officially, 138, the first pitch ever at PNC Park. And
Aramis Ramirez with the 3 home run day yesterday in Ron Field.
Big day for Aramis Ramirez. 3 jacks. Ball 2 to Larkin. Imagine some butterflies. No matter how cool a customer you are, you can't help but get caught up in this historic day in Pittsburgh. The 2-0 pitch. And hit to left field and deep, and Barry Larkin hits a foul ball, just foul. The 3rd pitch in the history of PNC Park, nearly out of here. Veteran Pirate fans know that the first home run ever hit at Three River Stadium was by a Cincinnati Red. It was Tony Perez.
You see the ball pass just a little bit in front of the pole. It had the good hook going. It's all right. You know, that's a place that is going to be very easy to hit the home runs here, right down that line. But it gets deep in a hurry. You mentioned Adrian Brown has a lot of room to cover. Brian Giles has an acre behind him out there.
It's 320 to straight away, but it does get out there in a hurry. Low and in, 3-1. Take a look at this gorgeous park.
See how much room there is out there in the back, especially the corner out there 410 feet away. Brian Giles and Adrian Brown both are going to have a tough time getting the balls that are driven in that direction.
Strike 3-2. Todd Ritchie in his start against the Cincinnati Reds. 6 innings, walked 4, uncharacteristically for this control pitcher. Allowed 4 hits. Michael Tucker on deck. He gets him. That's a comeback.
Yeah, came back from almost a leadoff home run to striking him out. That game in Cincinnati, Greg, that Todd pitched, for him, I thought that was very uncharacteristic. Normally, if he's going to be good, you see it right from the first hitter, 2 hitters of the game. But he was struggling with his control early on, and then he got it together. He just throws this fastball by him upstairs. You see a little tailing movement on it.
Michael Tucker bounces it on a couple of hops to Mears. 2 outs.
And Michael Tucker's a guy we're going to have to be careful with today, right, Greg?
You ain't kidding. He's been a Pirate killer, so Griffey or not, you got to watch Michael Tucker. Good to get him out of the way.
And there's another reason that you got to be careful with Michael Tucker.
That's
where
right.
I was trying to lead you.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
It's been a while, Bob.
Lead a horse to water sometimes. He won't drink.
Yeah, Michael Tucker christened Miller Park and also christened Turner Field when it opened up a couple years ago with home runs. First home runs.
2 first-ever home runs already, so you got to be careful with him.
Ball to Dimitri Young, the switch-hitting left fielder. He was 5 for 13 with a home run in that 3-game series in Cincinnati. And he gets whacked. And you know what?
Well, this is going to be a story today a little bit. We'll have to watch this. Jack Wilson got put on his back a number of times in Cincinnati, and
Pirates
got to be a little bit of a problem.
Another look. They showed the Houston Astros they weren't going to back down, and that might be the message to the Reds. You knock down our guys, we won't be afraid to do that to you, and that's something that has been missing in the game plan for the Pittsburgh Pirates pitching staff over the last handful of years. But aggressive work on the mound is back. Here's Sean Casey. What a thrill it must be for him.
Growing up here, watching all the games at Three Rivers, and to be a part of this first one, he, John Wayner, Terry Mulholland. Terry right now on the DL, of course.
Sean Casey was 2 for 12 in that series in Cincinnati last week. Want to know the count with 2 outs? And that's crushed deep, and it's Sean Casey of all people that hits the first home run in the history of PNC Park. Pittsburgh's own Sean Casey drives the 1-0 pitch over the right field wall at PNC Park, and the Reds take a 2-0 lead.
Well, when we were here for the 2 exhibition games against the Mets, the weather conditions were much different than we have this afternoon, and I think what we saw against the Mets, it played more as a pitcher's ballpark. The ball didn't carry too much. The grass was very heavy, slow. Today, watching batting practice, the wind blowing out a little bit, ball was getting out of here much easier, and especially to right field. That's going to be the place that this ballpark's going to give up some home runs. Tried to come down and in, and Sean Casey just dropped the head of the bat to it. Saw pitch track first time this afternoon.
Broken bat to third. Aramis Ramirez across the diamond. Reds retired, but Sean Casey will go down in the history books. Lloyd McClendon's club will have to come back, trailing early on after a half inning by 2 runs, thanks to the Upper St. Clair native.
Ever wonder what McDonald's would do with a steak and cheese sandwich? Well, stop wondering and fire up your appetite. This baby's more loaded than a stretched limo. Steak all nice and juicy, tomatoes, lettuce, special Italian cheese, onions hot off the grill, a zesty Italian sauce, and an au jus mayo sauce that is oh so good. It's like going on a world tour of taste. So, you ready for a road trip? McDonald's steak and cheese sandwich. Give it a shot.
It's a simple game, really. All you need is a ball, a bat, and a lot of thinking in between. At PNC, we salute the thinking and the thinkers behind the game here in Pittsburgh. All the coaches, from the pros to the little leagues, who do all the work that goes unheralded but not unnoticed. Because nobody appreciates the importance of thinking more than we do. PNC, the thinking behind the money, and proud sponsor of PNC Park.
One out, top of the 8th, tie game. Runners on first and second. Benson winds, kicks and deals. Griffey swings and scorches one into the gap of left center field. Giles giving chase, leaps. And oh, what a catch. Diving to his right to make a sliding grab in the grass. Who doesn't love baseball on the grass of PNC Park?
Real grass. Another reason why PNC Park is built for baseball.
Remarkable. He really tore into that grass.
Grass. Look at what's happening in the Allegheny here at PNC Park. Take a look at Lloyd McClendon's lineup. Adrian Brown leads off in center, then it's Derek Bell in right. Jason Kendall does the catching. Brian Giles, the cleanup hitter for Pittsburgh. Aramis Ramirez hits 5th. Kevin Young, the first baseman. Pat Mears at 2nd. Then it's Jack Wilson and Todd Ritchie against the rookie, Chris Rietsma.
Take a look at Rietsma's scouting report brought to you by Toyota. His best pitch, and we saw a lot of them the other night, the changeup. He really did great work with it. Likes to work the fastball up. He'll give up some fly balls, so maybe a few of those flies will reach the seats.
Rietsma made his major league debut last Wednesday night against the Pirates. No decision, gave up a couple of runs in 6 innings on just 3 hits. One of the hits was a home run by Adrian Brown.
Adrian Brown's home run was one of those changeups.
Strike called.
Not too many of them were being hit even at all. A lot of guys, especially left-handed hitters, were way out in front of it. Hard to stay back. Got great arm action on it. And good location. He'll throw it on any count.
One Major League scout has said the only guy in Major League Baseball with a better changeup, believe it or not, is Pedro Martinez. Still awfully early for Chris Rietsma. This is just his 2nd Major League appearance.
It helps you change up immensely if you got a great fastball to go with it.
Strikeout victim looking is Adrian Brown. Let's go around the horn defensively for the Cincinnati Reds. Sean Casey has given the Reds the lead. He's the first baseman. At 2nd, good glove man and Juan Castro. Aaron Boone at 3rd. Shortstop, the all-star Barry Larkin. Dimitri Young is in left. In center field, it's Michael Tucker. And in right field, it's Alex Ochoa. Derek Bell fouls this one off. Kelly Stinnett doing the catching this afternoon for Chris Rietsma.
And before we switch to the defense, I was talking about a great fastball. And that's one of the things that really sets Pedro Martinez's changeup above the rest. The changeup, if you have a fastball that makes those guys have to cheat and swing early, well, then the changeup is that much better just because of that. And Martinez can throw very hard as we know.
Good high strike called to man wearing the baggy pants. New look unis for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The sleeveless jerseys.
Remember Mario Soto, these same Reds, Greg. Tremendous changeup, but he also threw very hard also.
Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Rietsma.
That was the breaking ball that time. Derek Bell thinks this ball's going to stay high. Watch how it finishes. High, and then drops right down. Last year, of course, that's not even close to being a strike. Last year, that pitch would have had to been down here to be called a strike.
Kendall grounds this one left side. Barry Larkin rose to first lane. Infield hit.
That's the one area, Greg, where you can see that Barry Larkin has lost a little bit. He's still very good offensive player, good hands, still gets to a lot of balls, but I'm not sure his arm is like it used to be when it comes to going into the hole and firing one across the diamond on a line. It just takes a while to get there.
Kendall beats it out. Here's Brian Giles. 2 years at Three Rivers, Giles hit 40 home runs.
Really playing Brian Nicole, especially in the infield, but even in the outfield a little bit. Look at that left side. Larkin's just about straight up the middle. Look over here on the shortstop side. Basically, you have one player covering the whole left side of the infield.
A ball and a strike to Giles.
Well, look how much room there is, for the base hits. But they would love Brian just to try in this situation to just poke a single out in the left field. And they really don't lose a whole lot in that scenario. With 2 outs and a man on first base right now, Brian's thinking about driving the ball for extra bases, not trying to hit a ground ball through that left side for a single. He wants to score Kendall from first base with either extra base hit or, heck, do what Casey did, put it over there in the seats.
Another strike is called from home plate umpire Bill Welke. Kendall's lead off first. A step off. Kendall with 1 steal and 2 attempts early going of this season. There he goes. Hit to right field, and a fair ball up against the wall. Kendall going to be held at third, puts on the brakes. Runners at the corners.
Oh, Ochoa just did a great job there. I mean, that's an extra base hit, isn't it?
Can't believe it.
Yeah, you got a runner running from first base with speed. Ball hits up off the wall. He doesn't score, and Trent held him up.
Rightfully so.
Should have, yeah, rightfully so. This ball is smoked off the fence. I'm thinking double. We got a run in. Look at Ochoa. He gets the ball right off the wall, first base, first bounce, fires it right in, hits the cutoff man. Kendall has no choice. Kendall is probably shocked to see the stop sign right there.
Line single to right, first and third, Aramis Ramirez. 3 homers yesterday. He is in some great company now with that 3-homer afternoon. Darnell Coles in 1987, the last Pirate to do it, but others. Bill Robinson, Roberto Clemente, of course, Willie Stargell. Stargell did it 4 times. Dick Stewart, Frank Thomas, Roman Mejias, and Ralph Kiner. Ground ball. Diving stop by Boone. To his feet. The throw to first, and he gets Ramirez. What a play by Aaron Boone. And the Pirates do not score. 2 outstanding defensive plays by the Reds to close out the bottom of the first. The stop and the long throw across.
The Pirates host the Astros on April 16th, 17th, and 18th. Tickets to upcoming games are still available.
Speed Vision's exciting new season revs up with live exclusive season-long coverage of the Formula One Grand Prix Series. And this weekend on Speed Vision, head to Italy for live exclusive coverage of the F1 San Marino GP. Plus, Ron Howard stars in Eat My Dust. And get the inside line on the world of motorsports on Speed Vision News Race Week.
That's Speed Vision, and you got it. So turn on Speed Vision while the season's just revving up.
Catch Speed Vision on DirecTV Total Choice Channel 607.
Mr. Burke, you're a friend of Lydia Davis. She's an escaped murderer. She's manipulative, very resourceful.
What'd she do? She murdered her lover's wife.
Are you surprised I found you? I need your help.
You used me.
Kessler killed his wife. He set me up for it. She was a pretty big deal around here. She was just so mysterious and sexy.
This month on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on DirecTV.
Been voted the most powerful on-air personality in sports.
Welcome to the jungle.
Jim Rome, The Last Word. Weeknights at 11:30 on Fox Sports Net. Jim Rome, The Last Word. Weeknights at 11:30 on Fox Sports Net.
After one inning at PNC Park, the Reds lead at 2-0. Let's join Stan Savran with a special guest. The head of the Players Union is with Stan Savran. Donald Fear.
Absolutely. Donald, your first trip to PNC Park, what are your impressions?
Oh, it's a fabulous place. It is the first trip. I didn't really know quite what to expect, and you imagine all kinds of things looking at plans and artist renderings and so on. But it's really spectacular. The openness of it, the glint off the windows across the river, it's really something.
The commissioner is threatened to fine any owner for talking about labor negotiations or potential negotiations. He can't fine you, though, so where are we at?
Oh, you know, it's still early. We're still a good 7 months before the end of the agreement, and we're doing the kinds of things you would normally do to clear the decks for bargaining, exchanging information. But, you know, I must say, I keep saying this. I had all the way through spring training. I'm not sure everybody believes me, and I don't make predictions, but the atmosphere is just a lot better than it was 7 years ago, and that makes me more optimistic by a lot.
Lastly, Don, you mentioned to me a remembrance of the first time you ever met Willie Stargell.
It was in, I believe it was spring training 1978 or 1979, and I remember it was his birthday or some other event, and I met him as a result of Phil Garner and I think Bill Madlock, but I'm not sure, literally pushing a cake into his face and that big smile coming up out of the cake. Quite a memory. Obviously, it's a sad day, but I don't know anybody that doesn't think of Willie without a smile coming to his face.
Donald Fear, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Opening day, Donald Fear, Executive Director of the MLBPA. Back to Greg and Milwaukee.
Stan, thank you. That was well said by Donald Fear. You can't help but think of Willie Stargell and a smile comes to your face.
A lot of days, a lot of memories on a day like today. And I heard the news this morning and all the different things that instances. That fastball from Todd Ritchie there over the outside corner. You know, things start coming back to you. The times you talk to him, the things you saw him do on the field.
It's incredible too that you and I and Steve Blass and John Wayner, after we got in last night, about 11 o'clock, we walked around the outside of PNC Park and we walked up and saw the Stargell statue, and we talked about it.
Spent a lot of time out there last night by the statue.
You gave up your first home run in the big leagues to Captain Willie.
Willie was the fourth hitter I ever faced and put it over the right field fence in Veterans Stadium.
Castro didn't hit it hard, but over the head of first baseman Kevin Young. Stargell statue outside PNC Park. Is that well done?
Very well done. This is such an impressive place.
Tribute to Willie Stargell today.
It's a live shot of all the flowers being gathered.
Kelly Stinnett at the plate. This is, as Kevin McClatchy said, the irony that on one of the greatest days for the Pirate franchise, the opening of this ballpark, is also one of the saddest. Losing a great player and a great friend like Willie. Kevin McClatchy said, we still believe that his presence will be felt at the ballpark today. If you're here, you can feel him. And we also have to feel awfully fortunate that he was able to be there for that touching ceremony, the last game ever at Three Rivers. And he was able to see the model of that statue unveiled that weekend. Bouncing ball, shortstop Wilson to Mears, one to Young, double play.
Look how well those two have already got the way they work together. Perfect timing.
They are looking like a good team. Wilson and Mears. 1.5 at PNC Park. 2-0 Reds.
Weeknights, it's Totally NASCAR, your exclusive all-access garage pass. A full 30 minutes of NASCAR news and highlights. Tonight at 6 on Fox Sports Net.
Chrysler Seabrings continue to receive more and more and more awards. Now it's time to reward you with the Chrysler Rewards Program. For a limited time, you can get 0.9% APR financing or a $1,000 cash allowance on select Seabrings. So reward yourself today. Drive home one of our award winners, and that's better than taking home a trophy. See your Chrysler dealer today.
How far would you go to get the freshest, juiciest oranges? How far would you go for the perfect tomato? How far would you go for plump, ripe strawberries? Not far at all if you go to the Farmers Market at Giant Eagle for the widest variety of unusual fruits and vegetables and the greatest selection of produce at the peak of perfection. In the search for fresh produce, we go out of our way, so you don't have to. The Farmers Market at Giant Eagle.
Touch-up paint.
Oops.
Bendix brakes. TRW tie rods. Rabbit's foot. Advance Auto Parts carries more parts than any other store, including one you won't find anywhere else.
First driving lesson?
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
We're back at PNC Park, and let's go back out to Rob Mikuleski.
Thanks a lot, Greg. Some changes here to PNC Park since the exhibition games against the Mets a little more than a week ago. If you notice out in here in dead center field where the evergreens and the bushes are, the dirt around the trees is a lot darker. The batters complained in the Mets series that it was too light. They had trouble picking up the ball. Now it's a darker dirt. They should be able to see the ball better and therefore hit the ball better. Back to you, Greg and Bob.
Thank you, Rob.
Uh-huh.
We'll check back with Rob throughout, but yeah, that was one of the things almost immediately hitting instructor Dave Clark noticed. Change the color. That backdrop. This is fouled out of play by Kevin Young. George Holmes of Aliquippa is our Giant Eagle home run hitters contestant.
Well, that's what those two games were against the Mets. A little shakedown cruise for this place. Figure out if there was anything that needed to be tweaked. You had to figure that there were going to be some things.
And you had mentioned last time we were here that the cutouts around first and third might change. They were squared, but they've put them back to the more traditional look. Pirates aren't in agreement with home plate umpire Bill Welke. Tonight it's Pittsburgh Sports Tonight. 30 minutes of news completely dedicated to Pittsburgh's home team. PNC Park opening festivities. Willie Stargell remembered, and the Penguins prepare for the playoffs. It's tonight at 10. Pittsburgh Sports Tonight.
Yeah, the 4 outs gotten so far by Rietsma. 3 strikeouts called strike threes. So far, it's swing the bat day.
Pat Mears has been swinging the bat well early on, but the catch is made in right center by Alex Ochoa. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. It'll bring up Jack Wilson. Don't forget, season ticket plan still available for this inaugural season of PNC Park, and still time to reserve a full season ticket plan. Premium seating in the home plate club or Pittsburgh Baseball Club, or a partial plan which starts as low as $180. 1-800-BUY-BUCKS for tickets. Strike is called.
Yeah, that was a curveball that looked like it was right at Jack Wilson and broke right down the middle. Now Jack got buzzed by fastballs by Rietsma when he was in Cincinnati, and that obviously was in the back of Jack's mind. He thought he was getting another fastball up and in, and probably a little embarrassed that he went on his back on a curveball for a strike.
And another one. Another strike.
You saw Stinnett there kind of flap. He wasn't waving to somebody out in right field. He wanted that pitch from Rietsma. He wanted it way up and away. And of course, Rietsma did not get it there. That ball was too far down, but he wanted something up and away that he could throw by him, and that's why he put that glove up there like that.
Jeep League leaders early on this season among rookies. Wilson pops it up. Shortstop Larkin and Chris Rietsma. A 1-2-3 second inning from PNC Park in Pittsburgh. The Reds lead it early 2-0.
Honey, did you get paper plates? You got ice, right?
Short trips really beat up your engine, but Pennzoil with Pure Base is formulated to protect against the harshness of everyday driving. We can't change the way you have to drive, but we can protect you from it.
What kind of steaks did you get?
Stop and go. Protection from Pennzoil.
Please visit the Pennzoil 10-minute oil change center near you.
Take me fishing, because our boat's cooler than any video game.
Take me fishing and make me feel 16 again.
Take me fishing because I miss my boy.
Pirates Baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by the makers of the all-new Dodge Caravan. Dodge, different. And by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Greg Brown and Bob Walk back with you at PNC Park, the official opening day. I want to let you know, every time the Pirates reach home safely, Safe Auto Insurance Company will donate $5 to Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Play it safe and don't drink and drive. Keep that total updated throughout the year. Here's the pitcher, Chris Rietsma. Again, Bill Welke with a strike call. John Hirschbeck, the first base umpire. Chuck Merriweather at second. Brian O'Nor at third. A two-run homer for Sean Casey with 2 outs in the first inning.
This is definitely a day that you would like to have good control as far as putting the ball where you want, because Wilkie has shown, ground ball Mears easily handles. Wilkie has shown he will call strikes for you all over the edges of the strike zone. So it's up to you to try and put that ball there.
Up to you to watch Sports Beat weeknights at 6:30. Tune in right here on Fox Sports Net with Stan and Guy. Sports Beat right here.
But you love to have an umpire that's calling the edges of the zone for you, whether they're up, down, left, or right. It's a shame if it's one day where you can't do anything with it. And a lot of times you're throwing strikes, but you're just trying to throw strikes. You're not able to move the ball outside part of the strike zone, inside part of the strike zone, up or down.
Joe Beimel, Duquesne University's Joe Beimel made his major league debut yesterday. And was it memorable or what? 5 innings, 2 runs allowed, and the victory over the Houston Astros. Ground ball, Jack Wilson on to first.
Well, that's what you would like to do with Larkin right there. Tie him up inside. He loves the ball out over the plate. We saw it in Cincinnati. We've seen it forever. You get it up out over the plate, outside half, about belt high. He will shoot the ball over the right fielder's head so quickly. And that happened to Todd in Cincinnati on the opener. But that time he just got all in Larkin's thumbs.
Michael Tucker was showing bunt.
Normally a hitter is not going to be able to cover both places. If he's good away like Larkin is, you should be able to get in on him if you have a decent fastball. If he's real quick inside, there is no kitchen. You can't beat him in there. Well, then you should be able to pitch him away.
They set up a way to Tucker.
Hitters can't cover both those spots. Good off-speed pitch at Tucker way out in front.
One ball, 2 strikes on the red center fielder. Lays off that pitch from Todd Ritchie, who made his Pirates debut against Cincinnati in April of 1999. That was his first major league start. The former Twin, Todd Ritchie, didn't get that call.
Emergency type situation. He came up and just did such a fantastic job. It popped everybody's eyes. I was like, whoa, what have we got here?
What you have in Todd Ritchie, and if you've watched the Pirates the last couple of years, we've talked about it so often. You have a workhorse, a guy who handles his job so well, as does he, Terry Mulholland. Chris Benson on the disabled list, looking on.
Well,
Pirates aren't happy now.
No, there are going to be some woofing from
Now
that
you're gonna
Pirate
hear
dugout, because they've seen a lot of their guys get called out on strikes where the hitters are disagreeing with it, and now they want the same thing. When they see something close on a red hitter with 2 strikes, they want the call. We'll see where pitch track tells us the baseball is. Watch the last one. Which one? I guess this one up here was the last one. Is that right? Right?
Yep.
Is that what you figured?
Yep. Pickoff try and picked out of the dirt. Michael Tucker has stolen a base through the Reds' first 7 games. Dimitri Young was hit by a Todd Ritchie pitch in the first inning. One ball, no strikes. 2 outs, 2-0 Reds. And the strike is called to Dimitri Young.
A nice changeup, fell behind him 1-0, and then pulled the string and painted it on the outside corner. Some kind of vantage point up here, looking out over this whole site, the beautiful field. There's the opening day logo on all the bases, but you're looking at it, the city, the river, the bridge. It's hard, sometimes it's hard to watch the game.
It really is.
Just kind of like looking out.
It's awesome.
It is beautiful.
City of Pittsburgh.
They dressed the bridge up very colorfully today too. A lot of different colored balloons flying around and streamers going off. It was really neat about an hour before the game, seeing everybody just flow across it like a river of people coming across this bridge. Good fastball there. There you can see the bridge, all the different balloons just kind of fluttering in the wind, and orange and yellow, and big monarch butterflies or something.
Clemente Bridge. One-two runner goes, taken for a ball. Kendall strong, and they nail him.
Not even close.
Jack Wilson applied the tag, caught stealing. Michael Tucker is out. And outside the left field entrance at PNC Park, the Willie Stargell statue. 2-0 Reds.
Join Stan and me for Sports Beat tonight at 6:30, coming to you live from PNC Park. And if you had to work today, we'll have a rebroadcast of the Pirates opener against the Reds right after Sports Beat.
Want heart-pounding highlights? You've got to see this. It's gut-wrenching, jaw-dropping, fist-flying action. Video that'll blow you away. Think you've seen it all? You've got to see this. Weeknights at 11 on Fox Sports Net.
There is a new electric landscape with new power supply choices and a new Duquesne light. We no longer generate electricity. We deliver it from any company you choose. And to help you choose, we'll also deliver unbiased information on how to select a new power supplier that could save you money. Just call this number or visit our website. We'll help you make an enlightened choice.
April 17th is Giant Eagle Advantage Card Night against Houston. Get $4 off a reserved seat. Call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS for information.
And we flash back to another Willie Stargell moment. 1971 World Series. The Pirates would come back to beat the Baltimore Orioles, due in large part to the great work of Roberto Clemente, but his good buddy Willie Stargell would shine in 1979. And another look from a live shot, gathering in tribute to Captain Willie.
30 years ago, that 71 team. Not a lot of those guys down in Dreamwick.
And in Bradenton, Florida, the theme of this year's Dream Week. Todd Ritchie, the chopper, thought it was going to be foul initially, and it ends up being foul, and Aaron Boone wisely didn't touch that ball. Speaking of,
I think he wanted to, just hit a dead spot and kicked out.
Before we forget, talking about the 71 World Series and that team, his teammate and our partner, Steve Blass, did a great job of the Open today. It's a tough day for Steve because he wants to enjoy PNC Park, but one of the heroes, of course, of that 71 Series.
I'm sure this is a difficult day for Steve. He's really got to be going two different directions right now. That 1971, definitely a special year in Pittsburgh baseball forever.
Yeah, that's a very, very tough time. Those two guys were really good buddies, Willie Stargell and Steve Blass. And we loved to be around and listen to the banter between those two guys.
It was very enjoyable for me to be down there in January, listening to those guys, the 71 guys going back and forth with each other. Ritchie hits that one hard.
One out, the line drive to left. I want to let you know that Tuesday, April 17th, the Pirates will host Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, and the Houston Astros. It's a Giant Eagle Advantage Card night. Present your Giant Eagle Advantage card to the PNC Park ticket office window, and $4 will be taken off the price of your ticket based on availability.
I was watching the way those guys, Greg, were interacting with each other down there. You know, they hadn't, some of them hadn't been in a locker room with each other for 30 years. Falls line in the center field. Now See if I can get something going. But to see that was just awesome that those guys could do that and felt so comfortable with each other. And that's what you like to see with this club. And that's what kind of been missing a little bit.
Stunning to see it come about now. That camaraderie. Take a look at today's UPMC injury update. Chris Benson, Francisco Cordova, Terry Mulholland, Jason Schmidt on the 15-day disabled list. You won't see Benjamin or Rich Loisel anytime soon. Alex Hernandez will be in the minor leagues if he weren't on the DL.
Now, what a lot of people, Greg, are going to tell you, pitch strike to Greg, you know, they say, well, they won the world championships. It's easy for those guys to have that camaraderie and come together like that. But you have to believe that some of that, you know, pulling for each other and enjoying going to the ballpark and interacting with each other, that had to contribute something to winning that World Series and being champions. You know, you look at those guys in a room. Stargell wasn't there. Clemente wasn't there. But there weren't a lot of like superstars around there. There were a bunch of good baseball players that came together and did a great job.
It was a perfect mix. We could get on each other. Talking about the '71 World Series champion Pittsburgh Pirates. One of the great things about PNC Park is it helps bring back some of the tremendous history of this 115-year-old franchise. 0-2 on Derek Bell.
Well, how right you are there, Greg. You know, I really thought that for a while there, that really got lost. You know,
and a lot of that might have had to do with
playing poorly, with bad record every year. But you know,
it's one of the great things about moving into your own home, your own ballpark. You don't share it with anybody, and you can understand that at Three Rivers. And maybe you weren't allowed to do some things, but now you can show off. What a great franchise this really is.
It doesn't matter what this team's record is last year, year before, this year, whatever. When you put on that Pirate uniform, you got something very special, something to be proud of. And also there's franchises that are like that, the premier franchises in baseball. Cincinnati Reds here today, they're like that. The Dodgers, the Cardinals. There are certain uniforms you put on, you have a little extra reason to be proud of wearing it. You're proud to be a major leaguer anyway.
Extra special to put on a Pirates uniform. Lloyd McClendon made that known. One of the first things he told his players, and you know, I'm tired of you guys saying sometimes over the last couple of years, the Pirates are no good. The Pirates stink. Well, you know what? No, they don't. You do. Basically is what Lloyd McClendon said. Don't attribute that word to this organization or to that uniform. The great one. The statue just over the Clemente Bridge on the new North Shore. 1-2 pitch, and he gets Derek Bell. 2 outs.
Derek Bell going down twice on strike today. Getting off to a little bit of a slow start.
There's some of the history.
Yeah, they've put a lot of the ex-players up on got their baseball cards, put them up on banners all around the ballpark. And the real stars,
yeah,
that's a little young there, huh?
A little bit. Taken 3 years ago.
And 40 pounds.
Jason Kendall.
Don't tell him I said that. But yeah, some of the real stars, of course, that we've had that have played, they have their own banners outside the ballpark. And Steve has one of those where he looks a little bit older on that banner. But like you're saying, Greg, you're finally being able to show off what kind of traditions you have.
I think that says it well. I think the Pirates and this city are showing off today and from this point forward.
Now all we need is some runs.
Yep. Runner goes. And a good time to go as Adrian Brown will steal without a throw. Trying to make something happen against this rookie, Chris Rietsma.
on straight steel, you don't look over your shoulder, so he had no idea that the ball had been in the dirt and bounced away, so he went into the head first slide.
Got him with the off speed. 1-2. Chris Rietzma was traded from the Boston Red Sox in August of last year in the Dante Bichette trade. A former first rounder by Boston in 1996, a native of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. 1-2 pitch. Roller to third. Aaron Boone up with it. And a throw a bit high, but Sean Casey gets it. Pirates, nothing going through 3 innings against this rookie Chris Rietzma. But we're early at PNC Park.
Scores and highlights are only half the story. Now, the nightly show that delivers more coverage, more analysis, plus live interaction where you get to sound off.
How did this show get out of control?
The National Sports Report on Fox Sports Net.
Verizon Wireless introduces Mobile Messenger. Now you can chat with all your friends all at once without talking. Mobile Messenger from Verizon Wireless. Simple, affordable, national. Join in.
This is where I picked the daily double at Santa Anita. Here's where I watched my long shot go wire to wire at the Meadows. And this is where I hit the trifecta at Gulfstream.
Open a Call-A-Bet account and wager by phone or online from wherever you happen to be.
When it comes to trucks, Toyota has it all. Award-winning compact and full-size trucks. Tough, dependable, and including one of the most affordable trucks sold in America. Toyota, the right one for you.
You are watching exclusive coverage of the home opener at PNC Park, the first game officially ever played. And there's a look from the Clemente Bridge. We pan across the Allegheny right into this beautiful new ballpark. And we are going to join, I understand, Rob Nicoleski. He is out at the Van Dyke Business Systems Rotunda in left field. Rob?
Thanks a lot, Greg. One of the really nice quirks about this ballpark is this rotunda. That's just about the equivalent of a 6-story building. We're out here with Kevin from Point Breeze. And Kevin, why are you standing here at the rotunda instead of sitting in one of your seats?
Well, my buddy and I couldn't get tickets together, so we came down and we're walking around trying to find some spare seats, but we found the view here and it's pretty good.
This is actually a pretty good view.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's a good place to watch the action.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Greg, back to you. By the way, I talked to another fan out here, not Kevin, but he said one of the great things about the rotunda is he's that much closer to the beer vendor. Priorities, priorities.
Well, you got that right. Rob, thank you. Dimitri Young at the plate when Michael Tucker was caught stealing.
Even if you're not a baseball fan, what a great place this is just to come and enjoy food and drink.
Hang out. Yeah.
You have all kinds of choices. The other day you told me you had sushi here, didn't you?
Yeah.
They have sushi at the ballpark now.
It's good.
How was
too.
it?
Excellent. Out by the Bankovitz place. There's a fly ball to right field. Derek Bell has it. Dimitri Young is out. Time now for our Aflac trivia question. And it is, which current coaches from the Pirates and the Reds were present for both the opening of Three River Stadium and, of course, PNC Park?
Trying to think of our first hint of the year here.
It really dulls me when I don't come up with a good hint. Strike called to Sean Casey. ball, 1 strike.
Goal, you mean like in seagull?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking along the lines of birds, you know, quail.
Way ahead of me.
Okay, folks, there's your hints. Quail and gulls. Give you bird hints. Now you have to figure it out.
Ground ball, and just under the glove of Pat Mears. Sean Casey 2 for 2. Casey was as happy, I'm sure, as anyone that the Pirates left Three Rivers. He hit just 175 there. His former manager Jack McKeon said, especially early on,
well,
he was putting too much pressure on himself.
That was the thing. You know, a young guy comes into his hometown. You know, sometimes you just can't relax. Pat giving it a good effort. Kendall's Dodger Stadium numbers aren't all that great.
Casey in his 4th year with the Reds since coming over from the Indians. Now the batter, Alex Ochoa. He got that perfect hop off the wall and right on the Brian Giles line drive in the 1st inning and kept the Pirates from scoring. Jason Kendall forced to stop at 3rd. Kendall with the block. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking to Kendall last night. His mom is here at the game along with his sister, his niece, some friends. His mother here for the first time since 1997 to see Kendall play in person.
What happened
in Pittsburgh?
What happened last time she was here?
Last time she was here was the Cordova Rincon no-hitter in July of 1997.
Well, I'm expecting big things again today. Then.
Kendall's mother had traveled to Detroit to see Fred Kendall, Jason's father, who had at that time been a coach with the Tigers, and she made it into Pittsburgh. She said to Jason, she said, I was with Brian Hunter's mom, who was playing for the Tigers, and he hit a home run for her. Fly ball to left. And in fair territory, the catch made.
To win the game, and her point being, so
what are you going to do for me?
So something special going to happen tonight? Well, she came through, got the no-hitter.
Brian Giles made that catch just before crossing into fair territory.
He's got that little corner of the stands that's going to come out real soon there. He's got to be aware of. You know, Giles is learning this left field, and this is going to be a tough one for left fielders to play. You have the angle of the fence when it leaves the foul pole that goes out sharply, gets out there very deep. There's that little corner that I was talking about where the ball boy stands.
Aaron Boone, Ramos Ramirez decides to let the shortstop Wilson take it, and Wilson does indeed. 3.5, 2-0 Reds.
You know, I don't want what happened to Sue to happen to me. You mean when she got hurt? I mean after. No supplemental insurance. No what?
Aflac.
It covers the stuff regular insurance doesn't, like lost pay and other expenses.
What does?
Aflac!
And what can I get you, sir?
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Aflac! Oh.
Ready? Okay. Wait. Hold on. Let me try that again. That was terrible.
This week on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View.
Ever been to a cheerleading competition?
Kirsten Dunst and her squad are after the big prize.
This isn't about cheating. This is about winning.
And they'll stop at nothing to get it.
Ready? Okay. Go team.
Be there for their big showdown. Bring it on.
Bring it on. I'll bring it. Don't worry.
Our pick of the week on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View.
Ready? Okay. We're the best. We have fun, we work hard, and we win national championships.
We've had the best squad around for years, but no one's been able to see what we can do. All that's going to change this year. Bring it.
Don't worry.
Bring it on.
playing this month on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on DirecTV.
Bring it on, baby.
Bottom of the 4th inning at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Hey, there's an old teammate of Bob's, John Smiley, and his family.
Lovely wife Dana sitting next to him. Okay, here's our question. Now remember, what was the Birds?
Current coaches from the Reds and the Pirates who were present for both the opening of Three Rivers in 1970 and
Gulls and Quail.
Here today. Gulls, Don Gullett, and the Quail, nicknamed by former Pirate Bill Verdon. Don Gullett.
Don, a flame-throwing lefty.
Pirates frustrated here against Chris Reitsma. Here's the Quail. Tough day for him as well with passing of Willie Stargell.
Yeah, I'm sure that's really got to have his mind spin a little bit. You know, talk about, hearing about that this morning myself and memories coming through. Think of the things that I'm sure that Bill was thinking about.
Ramos Ramirez to dead center, but Michael Tucker tracks it down nicely. Lowe's improving, home improvements. The numbers, Pirates offense the first 4 games scored only 10 runs, last 2 had scored 14. Of course, Ramos Ramirez had 6 RBIs by himself yesterday.
In-run field helps out a little bit too. You go down there, you're going to score runs. It's almost impossible not to.
The impressive thing is what the Pirates pitchers did against the Astros hitters in that 3-game series. Gave up 4 runs in the first game, 3 game 2, and just 3 yesterday. Bronson Arroyo set the tone the other day. Got the victory against Kent Bottenfield on Saturday. Now Kevin Young.
Bronson was kind of interestingly wild.
Yeah,
there early in the ball game.
More interesting was his explanation.
He got the Astros back on their heels. That was for sure.
Talked about the humid day in Houston. I didn't know that the other day there was even a hint of humidity in the air, but according to Bronson Arroyo, there was. 2-1 on Kevin Young.
Next time we go there, it'll be in August. It'll be plenty humid then, but it really was kind of a pretty nice weekend.
3-1.
Talking about that 71 team, I keep going back to that. I was thinking Doc Ellis when I saw him out there and hitting everybody who came to the plate early in the game. You know, when Doc had that with the Cincinnati Reds.
Yep.
See, everything kind of comes together.
One day that summer, hit the first 4 guys. Doc Ellis, who, by the way, was the pitcher when the Pirates opened up against the Reds July 16th, 1970. At Three River Stadium. Here's ball 4 to Kevin Young. See if a free pass will lead to anything.
I've always kind of liked to read about Doc, see the things he did. Some of the stuff a little different, you know, different personality. But you know, any time that there was a good pitcher in your team's history that wore the same number you did, Doc wore number 17, so that makes me kind of pay attention to some of the things he did. And then I got to meet him and you know, spend some time around the baseball ballpark for a week down in Florida. He is in a lot of ways a lot like Steve is, as far as entertaining in that clubhouse and never shutting up, always on everybody. I mean, it's hilarious. And then he and Steve would kind of go at each other. And back to the ball game.
1-1 on Meters.
That's what's kind of happened to me today, is that everything going on here is really making me think about all the players that have wore this uniform down there coming into this ballpark. It's a historical day. Also makes you think of the past. And then, of course, with the passing of Willie early this morning, it adds to it.
The Pirates wearing those sleeveless uniforms for the first time since that 1970 season when they moved from Forbes Field to Three Rivers. Signed for Willie Stargell, number 8. Two and one on Mears, who lined out to right center field in his first at bat in the second inning. Pirates are trying to snap a 7-game home opener losing streak. Their last win in a home opener was April 6, 1993, when Tim Wakefield beat the San Diego Padres. 2-2. Rietsma came back with that fastball, and Mears not able to touch it. 2-2. Runner goes, it's popped up. Playable, perhaps. Oh, what a play there by Sean Casey. He makes the grab just before stepping down into that dugout. Pat Mears fouls out. That completes the bottom of the 4th inning. Chris Rietsma blanking the Pirates on 3 hits. Casey's homer has the Reds in front.
It's a slugfest from Wrigley. Giles and the Pirates. Sosa and the Cubs. Pirates baseball, Saturday and Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
You ready?
Turtle Wax. Grizzly Grill Guards. Rancho Shocks. Gas cans. Advance Auto Parts carries more parts than any other store, including one you won't find anywhere else.
We need some help. We need a lot of help.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
If you're in the market for car insurance and you don't want to pay a lot of money, there's an excellent reason you should call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. We provide the minimum coverage required by law. Anything more would be too expensive. Anything less would be, well, illegal. So call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO today for low monthly payments, and for goodness sake, get covered.
1-800-SAFE-AUTO. SAFE-AUTO.
One out, top of the 8th, tie game. Runners on first and second. Benson winds, kicks and deals. Griffey swings and scorches one into the gap of left center field. Giles giving chase, leaps. And oh, what a catch. Diving to his right to make a sliding grab in the grass. Who doesn't love baseball on the grass of PNC Park?
Me. Real grass. Another reason why PNC Park is built for baseball.
Remarkable. He really tore into that grass.
Grass.
2-0 here at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's get back to Stan Savran with special guest, the Commissioner of Baseball, Bud Selig.
Thanks very much, Greg. Commissioner, you were here before even the groundbreaking when they mapped out, well, here's and put a little miniature ballpark. What's your reaction to seeing it now from that first day 2 years ago?
It's fantastic. The great thing for me was when I walked in here today and walked around, it looks like an old ballpark. It brings back so many wonderful memories, yet it has everything a new ballpark should have. They've done an absolutely masterful job here. This place is remarkable.
And of course, you're familiar with new openings because this has been a busy week for you with your park up in Milwaukee.
It has. It's been a thrill. Baseball is enriched when you take two cities like Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, very much alike in so many ways, and now they both have new ballparks. And the most important thing it does is guarantee baseball now for the next 2 generations. And I'm thrilled for everybody in Milwaukee and Wisconsin, and the same for Pittsburgh and everybody in Pennsylvania.
But it's both ironic and sort of poetic that on this day, opening day, Willie Stargell would pass away. Your reaction, please.
Very sad. I'm a great believer in the history and tradition of the game. I was lucky. I was able to see Willie Stargell play in Milwaukee a lot when the old Brave Pirate days, and then later on too. And he was such a wonderful human being. He was what you really want in an athlete off the field. His exploits on the field were just remarkable. And he died at such a young age, and he was such a wonderful human being. It's a I think Kevin McClatchy said it well today. He said it was a bittersweet day, and that's very sad.
Lastly, Bud, we had Donald Fear on earlier. I don't know if you have to fine yourself for speaking in public about potential negotiations. He said that the atmosphere, the climate was much better today than it was in 1994. Would you agree?
Oh, there's no question about it. I've been in the game now 32 years, and I can tell you that the atmosphere has never been this good. It's remarkable. I can tell you from the day I walked in 1970, the atmosphere was ugly, my first major league meeting, and it never got any better. It's better than it's ever been. I give Don and Paul Beeston, Gene Orza of the Players Association, Rob Manfred of our staff, all the credit. They're working well together. They do a lot of things together. All of us had a lot of input. And, well, I'm not in the prediction business. Don's absolutely right. The atmospherics are like they have never been before, and that's a big help.
But your sense is that we'll be here 12 months from today watching baseball?
Well, I don't make any predictions. You know, being in Pittsburgh, we have problems to solve. We have disparity problems. There are other problems that exist, and it's my job to make sure those problems get solved. But I'm hopeful that we can do it in a quiet and a sensitive manner and get it done and keep moving on, because we're in the midst of the greatest renaissance in baseball history. The game's never been more popular, due in large part because of these new ballparks and everything else, and we have to make sure that continues without interruption.
Great, Commissioner. Thanks so much for spending the time with us, and enjoy your day. It's a wonderful day.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Bud Selig, Commissioner of Baseball. Greg and Walkie, back to you guys.
Stan, thank you. Sounds positive, and for the criticism that Bud Selig has received since he was named commissioner by Major League Baseball, it's one thing I keep saying. I really believed it then. I believe it more today, that he has changed the rancor of the talks between the players and the owners. Much less acrimony, much more civil now. Try and get something done. Chris Rietsma, 0-2 the count with a runner at second and one out. The pitcher at the plate. You saw the ground ball after the Castro single. Bob, Kelly Sinnett grounded it to Jack Wilson. You think he had a play at second?
Yes, I did. I thought that when he was fielding that ball, I didn't think Castro was any closer than, say, maybe 20 feet to the bag. And as quick as we've seen Jack Wilson, I thought he had the force play for sure right in front of him. But he took the sure out.
And hanging in there is the pitcher, Rietsma.
You know what would have happened? They got the force at second base, and Rietsma would have bunted Stinnett over there. So hopefully if we get Rietsma out, you'd have the same situation anyway. Larkin coming up with runner at second base.
0-2. Count on the pitcher. Todd Ritchie tries to get him. Can't. 1-2. Ritchie pitching 6 innings last week in the opener for Pittsburgh, first game of the season. Oh, and that got a piece of the pitcher, and then it whacked the home plate umpire, Bill Welke.
Where did that hit Rietsma?
I think it hit him in the helmet and deflected to the umpire. It sounded as if it hit the helmet.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like, but Rietsma acts like nothing happened. It must have just been just a very slight glancing blow. Well, it popped him pretty good. This ball changes direction by quite a bit. It hit Rietsma right in the top of the helmet. And then Mr. Wilkie right in that right arm. We're going to have a little bit of a delay here, perhaps. You think, Greg?
And onto the field, so Barry Larkin will take an extra moment before he steps in. Todd Ritchie will also wait. Larkin has struck out and grounded out.
It shouldn't be too much longer. It looks like the fan is going to leave with no problem.
2 on, 1 out. And Ritchie to face Barry Larkin, who has struck out and grounded out. Larkin had a great series against Pittsburgh. 4 hits and 9 at bats, was on base 10 times.
They're going to try and get Larkin out inside when they throw the fastballs to him. They want to stay away from out over the outside part of the plate. Fastballs on his hands. Right in this area here is where they want to throw the fastball. Now it looked like Kendall slid inside and wanted that pitch in there. It was in the dirt way outside. If that's the case, Richie really had trouble to his release point, letting that one out of his hand. It didn't want to leave.
1-0 on Larkin with 2 on and 1 out. The Reds up by 2, 5th inning.
Watch Kendall, see which way he goes. He stayed right in the middle of the plate and he got a breaking ball. A lot of times you can tell what pitch is going to be without having to look at the signals, just watching which way the catcher moves. If he stays in the middle or he doesn't move much at all, probably going to be a breaking ball. But if you see him slide inside, put that glove up there by that hitter's hands underneath the elbows, you know he's going to throw you a fastball.
Two balls and a strike. You had a quick shot there of.
That's why you see some hitters, they'll kind of peek a little bit when they're wagging the bat back and forth. It's after the signs have been put down, but they're still looking down there to try and see if they can catch some movement by the catcher. Catchers, of course, they'll always try and move as late as they can. They don't want that hitter to know where they're going.
A shot of pitching coach Spin Williams. Double play ball. Yes, it is.